So hello everyone. Today we are going to start with set in Python. In our last class, we discussed about dictionary in Python. I hope that is clear to everyone. Today I'm starting with set in Python. Let's see what is exactly set data type in Python. So set we are going to discuss. First of all, the definition part. So again, set is also a collection of data. Okay, it's like integer. In integer, we can store only one data. Okay, in float also we can store only one data. In string we can store one data, like collection of characters only. Okay, but in list we can store different types of data. Okay, like it is a collection of data. Same way in dictionary, in tuple we can store different data, like multiple data we can store into a tuple dictionary or list. Same way in set also we can store different data. It is a collection of data. Okay, so set is a collection of only immutable type of data. Set is a collection of only immutable type of data. Okay, so that you need to remember every time that set is a collection of immutable type of data. Now, what is the meaning of immutable here? Immutable means unchangeable. You can only store that data which is unchangeable. Only that data you can store into a set. Okay, it's like if you are creating a set, you can only store integer because that is immutable. You can store float, you can store string, you can store tuple, but you can't store dictionary or list because these are mutable type of data. Okay, because these are changeable. So set is a collection of immutable type of data. Also, you can only store that type of data which is only you can store that data which is basically unique. Okay, so you can't use duplicate data here. So immutable type of data. Also, you can only store unique data, like no duplicates are allowed. Okay. The next thing you can do here is set can store only immutable type of data, but set is a mutable type of data. So set itself is mutable, but you can only store immutable type of data in set. Okay, so these things you need to remember. One more thing, if you want to create a set, you need curly bracket over here. Let's see how we can create a set in Python. So first of all, if I'm going to create a set, first of all, I need a variable here. Any variable name you can take, it's up to you. Curly bracket, just like dictionary, but in dictionary, we need to store the data in the form of key and value. But here we can store directly the data. We don't need any key here. So I'm going to store here, suppose integer, because integer is also mutable. I mean immutable. 2.5, which is a float, Boolean type of data, maybe complex type of data also I can use. I can use here a tuple 256, but I can't use list or dictionary here because these are mutable type of data. We can only store immutable type of data in it. And you can see all these are unique values because we can't use duplicate values here. But what if you use duplicate values? In this case, suppose if I have a set like this, A1 is equal to 256281. So in this case, it will not generate any error. It will not generate any error, but in this case, it will only ignore the duplicate value. It's just like the mathematical set here. So 2 is unique, 5 is unique, 6. Now 2 is duplicate, so it is skip the value, then 8 and then 1. This is how it looks like. So that's why there is no use of duplicate here. That's why you don't need to store the value also. This is how it looks like. So let's do all these things into practical also. So let's create a set first. Curly bracket. To create a set, we need curly bracket first. So the next thing here I can use here is any immutable type of data I can store. Let's see. First of all, I'm going to print the value of A, and let me print the type of A also. Let's run this code. And you can see, here you can see one thing you can see here that at first we store 2, but now here you can see we have false. 7, but here we have 2 and so on. So one more thing here you need to add, that set is an unordered type of data also. like in which order you are storing the value. It is not like accurate that you will get the same in the same order you can access the value also. So it is unordered also. So it is a collection of immutable unique data type of data which is mutable and which is unordered also. Okay, so these things you need to remember. Now, one more thing. Suppose if I'm storing duplicate values, let me show you. So 2, and okay, let's see 9. So you can see here 2 is having duplicate, like here we have 3 2s are there. That means we have duplicate values are there. So you can see here only one time it show you the 2 because the rest of the value is ignored by the set. Okay. Now the next thing is how you can access the element. So set is unindexed type of data. You can't use indexing here. So in set it is a unindexed type of data. Okay. It is unindexed also. Okay, so there is no concept of indexing here. Suppose if I'm using here a of 0, it will not give the output. Let me show you. It will generate one error. See, set object is not subscriptable. We can't use indexing here. Okay. Now the next thing is, so now what we can do with the set. Like now one more way we can create the set here. Let me show you. So we have one more way by which you can create a set, and that by using this one, by using the constructor set that we can do in tuple, in set, in tuple, in dictionary also. Same thing we can do in set also. 2 3 4 5 1 7 8. Okay, we need any bracket here, any kind of bracket you can use. I'm using here this round bracket. Let's see. And you can see here this kind of set I can create like this. So it's totally up to you which method you want to use. In place of this round bracket, you can use any of the bracket. Let me use this bracket or the curly one. Any of them you can use because I need to pass only one parameter here. Okay, let me show you the next one also, like this. Okay, so it's totally up to you how you want to create your set. But if you're creating your set by using the brackets only, so in this case always you need to use the curly bracket. Okay, I hope this part is clear. Now let me comment everything. Now the next thing is what else we can, now what we can do with the set. Actually lots of operations we can do here, just like what the mathematical type of data we can the mathematical type of operations we can perform here. Let me show you. So in most of the cases in set, what we are doing here is in mathematics, we are doing union, intersection. Okay, we have the concept of difference in set. Okay, symmetric. Okay, so lots of options are there in set. Let's apply all these things. First of all, let me show you the mathematical part or the Venn diagram of that one. So suppose if I have one S1 here where I have 1 2 3 4. I have set 2 here where I have 3 4 5 and 6, and I want to create a Venn diagram for that one. So because we have common values, I can create it like this. I hope you remember the concept of set. So S1 and S2, the common values are 3 and 4. Then I have 1, 2, and 5, 6. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Now, suppose I want to perform union. Union means S1 union S2. So it takes the whole value from here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in this case. Now again 3 4 is duplicated, so we can use here 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, which you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. That's why we are using only one time, but internally it uses the whole value from here and the duplicate value is removed there. Okay, now then what about the intersection? So the common values only, which is 3 and 4. What about the difference? Like if I'm using S1 minus S2, so from S1, I want to remove all the S2 parts. So we have only this one, which is 1 and 2. Same thing goes with S2 minus S1, which is basically 5 and 6 and so on. Lots of operations are there which we can perform in basically set. Same thing we can apply here in like symmetric also. So here all the without all the common value, you can get all the value from here. So I can get 1, 2, 5, 6, and I'll not get 3 and 4 from here. So that we can do in symmetric and so on. So let's apply all these things here also. Suppose I have A where I have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can apply any of the values here. It's totally up to you. Okay, now. So let me print the value first. A and B. Sorry, here one mistake I have done is by the bracket. First of all, let me create the Venn diagram here also. So I have A and B. The common values are 3 and 4. Any values you can take, it's totally up to you. So 1, 2, 5, and 6. Now I want to perform here the union. So print A. Now, we can apply here the functions. We have predefined functions are there which we can apply. So union with B. A union B is exactly equal to B union A. So don't need to worry about that. Run this code and you can see the output. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing goes with intersection also. Let me just copy it from here. Control C and V. In place of union, I want to perform here intersection. And you can see intersection, we have 3 and 4, only the common values. Same way I want to perform here union, intersection. Let me apply here difference also. So in difference, either you can use A dot difference with the, sorry, difference with the B. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay. Or you can do the same thing like this also. A minus B. This is also possible. You can do it like this also. So here you can see A minus B is again 1, 2. Same way B minus A will give you 5 and 6. So when I'm doing here B minus A, you will get 5, 6 out of it. So run this code and you can see the output here. Okay. Uh, Lots of other functions are there you can apply. Let me apply here symmetric also. So print A dot symmetric with B. Okay, I hope the function is same. Okay, so just a minute. I can check the function over here. Just a minute. B is equal to. Okay, so A dot tab. Just press tab and you can see here lots of functions are there, and it is symmetric difference. Sorry. So it's symmetric difference with B. And you can see here 1, 2, 5, and 6. It's not only symmetric, it's symmetric difference. So 1, 2, 5, and 6. Okay. Same way, we have lots of more functions are there like clear. So if you're applying clear function, it removes all the element from the set, just like any other data type. Okay. So if I'm using your A dot clear. Okay. So you can see in A, it removed all the values from this A. Same way, you can see here we have copy. So if in A if I'm using if in A I have a data like same way which we discuss in dictionary, let me show you. So in A, suppose I have a set. In B, if I'm using B is equal to A, so in the memory it creates for A we have 1, 2, and because B is equal to A, A and B is going to share the same set. But if I'm doing it like this, B is equal to A dot copy. In this case, A is representing this 1, 2, and the shallow copy of this same set is created for this B separately, not the same one. So same thing goes with dictionary also. The same thing we have done in dictionary as well. The same thing is here. Okay. Now, the next thing here I want to apply here is, so then difference. Now you can see here we have add function. So it is basically because of when you want to add any element. So that we'll discuss later. Okay. Now we have, okay, so this is what we are doing here. Now you can see one more function here. We have difference, but we have difference update also. We have intersection, but we have intersection update also, and so on. Okay. So I'm giving you one task that I already tell you how difference work. Try to understand what is the main difference between difference and difference update, or intersection and intersection update, or symmetric difference and symmetric difference update. Okay, everyone. So please, after the video, try to understand that what is basically the main difference between difference and difference update and all. Okay, so that is your task for now. Okay. Again, if you are unable to do this, if you're unable to understand, you will understand. Okay, but again, if you're having any kind of doubt, just let me know. Okay, now the next thing is, if this part is done, let's understand some more things. Let me remove this part. Okay, now let's understand some more things. So let me comment everything from here. Okay, now, so this is how we can apply the function. Let me tell you how actually clear, I will tell you how clear works, how copy function works. Okay, let me tell you. So here we have, in A, I have this A. Now in B, I'm storing the value of A. Okay, that means when you're going to run this code, you can see the output here, same data. Okay, what about I'm going to check the ID? Let me check the identity of the A and B I want to check. Let's run this code and you can see the output. The ID is exactly same. Why? Because I'm using your equal to symbol. I assign the value of A in B. Okay. Now, so whatever changes I'm going to make in B, it totally reflected on A, or whatever thing I'm going to do in A, it reflected on B. Okay. It's because of the ID is same. Suppose if I'm using here A dot, I want to add any element inside the set. So I'm using here add 23. Okay. Control C and V. Same thing I'm going to apply for this one. Control C and V. So every time if you want to add any element in A, in set, you can use add function. Only one value at a time by using add function. So you can see here, first of all, we have A and B. You can see here. Now after that, whenever I add any value in A, you can see it reflected in B also. Why? Because we assigned the value of A directly in B. So it basically looks like this. In memory, I'm just visualizing you. So first of all, in A, suppose I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you are doing A is equal to B, B is equal to A. So A and B are going to share the same set. That's why when you add any element in A, it totally reflects in B because these are sharing the same set. Okay. Now the next thing is, if in place of B is equal to A, I'm using here A dot copy. Now you can see the difference. See, first of all, you can see here A and B. Okay. Now, so in A, we are using the different value here. In A, it adds the value, but in B, it is not adding the value here. Okay. In B, it is not adding the value here because now A and B are totally different to each other. Oh, sorry, here the value of, sorry, this A and B. I forgot to change the ID. Okay. So you can see here, now the IDs are also different. Okay, so it changed the value in A but not in B because of the copy function. I hope this is clear, everyone. Because we already discussed that thing in set and in list also. So that's why. Now, so this is how it works. Now the next thing what we want to discuss is, suppose this is how it works. This is how of the copy function works. Now the next thing is, what if I want to add any element inside a set? So to add only one element, we can use add function. What about I want to add more than one element? So in this case, we have different function. Let's try this one. So let me create one set here. Suppose I have this set. Okay, let me print the value of a here. Okay, let's see. So we have this set here. You can see. I want to add any element inside this set. Okay, so adding element in set. So first of all, if you want to add any element in set, we have add function and we have update function also. So we have two functions are there by which you can add any element inside a set. What if I want to delete any element or remove any element from the set? In this case, we have a discard function. We have basically remove function. We have pop function and we have del keyword. Okay, let's use all that things. So add function is basically used to add one element at a time. Okay, but by using update function, you can add more than one element, at a time. Okay, let's do it. So every time if I want to add one element, I want to add here, suppose 100. So it adds 100 anywhere in the set because it's unordered. Let's see. In most of the cases, you see that it follows the incrementation order or ascending order, but it is not every time because it is unordered. We can't directly say. Okay. Now, same way, I want to add some more value. I want to add ABC this time. Okay, let's print again. So every time you want to add one single value, you can do it by using add function. What if I want to add more than one value? So you can see here, we can't add more than one value at a time. It takes exactly one element only. Okay. So that's why we can only add one value at a time by using add function. Now, what if but you can do it like this also because, see, one more bracket I'm adding here. Now what will happen? In this case, it adds at a single element only because the set understands it as a tuple. Okay, let's see. See, so it adds the value as a sort of tuple here. Again, it's a single value. Okay, now let me comment. What if I want to add more than one value, but that too in a spirit mode, not in a form of tuple? So that we can do it like this. A dot update function now we can apply here. In this, you need to use your curly bracket. So I want to add here, or any bracket you can use, it's totally up to you. So 1, 2, 67, 89, and 100 I want to add. Okay, now you can see 1 is already there, 3 is already there, so it will not add that particular value, but rest of the things is added there. Run this code, and any type of data you can add except list and dictionary. So you can see it adds the value directly. So to add more than one element, you can use update function. Okay. Now, what if I want to remove any element? So in this case, I need to add some. So let's see how we can remove any element. For that, I'm using a remove function. So a dot. First of all, I'm using a pop function. Okay. Now, so I'm using a dot pop. Now you don't need to write anything. Randomly, it adds any element from this a. By using pop function, randomly it adds any element from the set. In most of the cases, it removes the first element. Okay, but because set is unordered, we can't say directly. Okay, so it adds any random element from the set. You don't need to pass any element here. Now, suppose I want to remove any particular element from the set. So in this case, you can use remove function. So I want to remove 4 out of it. So by using the remove function, you can remove 4 the particular element from here. Now, same way we have discard function also. I want to discard 3 from here. And you can see, at first you will see that remove and discard function acts exactly same, but those are like both are totally different to each other. Basically, in place of removing, these are same. What if, let me comment everything, this one. Now, suppose I want to remove 44 from here. So, is it possible to remove 44 from here? No, because the element is not available in here. How it is possible to remove it? So, when we are going to run this code now, you can see that we are getting one error that we can't remove 44 because it's not available in this set. But, and because of that, rest of the things will not execute it because the interpreter is stuck in this line. But what will happen if I'm doing the same thing with discard? I want to remove, let's see, I want to remove 33 from here. So 33 is not available here. But when I'm going to run this code, you can see here, print A. Now, I want to discard 33. So because 33 is not available here, but in place of that also, because we are unable to remove it, the interpreter is not stuck in this line because of the discard function. Okay, that's why we get again the value of print A, which is the same set. This is the main difference in remove function and discard function. In remove function, if the element is not available in the set which you want to remove, so the interpreter will generate error. But in case of discard, if the element is not available, it will not stuck the interpreter, and because of that, rest of the line will execute it. Okay, I hope the difference is clear, everyone. Okay, now then we have del keyword. So what's the difference in clear and del? So if you want to remove all the element from the set, you can use clear function. But if you want to remove the whole set from the memory, you can use del keyword. So I want to delete this A, and then I want to print the value of A. So in this case, you can see after removing the value of it is not possible to print the value of A because it's now not in the memory now. So you can see name is not defined because A is not removed by using del keyword. Okay, so this is how set works. Now try to work, again we have much more functions are there in set. Try to work on it. If you're having any doubt, please post on the discussion board or just let me know. Okay, so that's all for set. If you're having any kind of doubt, just let me know. Thank you.